one thing more I have to say. Then, you know, say, yesterday I drive with my little 6-year-old son. And guess what I said to myself? Daddy, what's enough construction are going? 6, you know. Listen to me, you know. Let me tell you, I never did a PM labor right before, which me I always labor right for 50 years. Would I be labor right after yesterday? When I hear me just say to you a while ago, my 6-year-old son said to me, Daddy, oh, in see highway, in see bypass and sitting and I said, Daddy, how so much construction are going? When I hear me just say to you a while ago, so make them think, they can't cheat nobody, man. They are third term and fourth, them I go see. Under Andrew Holness, let me tell you that. Straight.
Hey, let me address that.
So labor right.
You have to start.
Let me address the nastiness there. We just call my name a while ago. Look, you see the likes of you. Money even de-address you right here now. Not the time for you, know. Me a man, you hear bitch? Me not girl. So don't come call me no blood clot with the name there, no girl tracing. A girl, me leave that to PMP and the likes of you know. Alright? Me never disrespect nobody yet. But you's a bitch. Yeah?
Where's the influence of the young child? The man, they tell us I'm influencing child? Yes, what did they say, sir?
What one?
Income, the man said 6-year-old said that to him. He never said internet 6-year-old said that.
What happened to Soji? He drop out or did he? What happened? He just
you see, and them they both a confusion them come with you know. Them people you know.
Night Orisha.
To them I watch it. Good night, Orisha. To them I watch when in there.
Good night, Orisha.
When in there them.
Him did man is good man. Don't worry about him.
You know?
But you don't pay attention too much to them.
To them.
On always make Ingram them come stir up a different mess when they been having a good discussion in it.
Decent discussion.
Them no want to no bring out the message, so them have a chippy, because them know so as long as them say, hey, we need to start back at them.
Yes, exactly.
So it's when them realize that the message are go out and people are listening, them just running. Notice any at the first set of people must see this happen to. When they don't go up and put them platform, do you see any JLP supporter over there?
I just passed Mario.
You can count by your one hand. Like
you got the
like
you don't. I think you only got the strength go over there.
Right.
Yeah, that is straight.
You know, I missed them the last night. Next time Morgan was on Hello Neighbor Live.
Mm-hmm.
I know so one of them come in the chat and I tried disrespect the MD.
In the chat?
Yeah.
In the chat, well, anything can happen in the chat. Once it's not in the box.
No, but they have to make.
No, he was in the box
too. Read the chat too, Kerry.
Yeah, but those ministers, you know how much comment, like I just come off Tufen TikTok page. You like to see the insult that man have on his page? They don't even clean up their own personal page when people come under there and attack them.
Kerry, Mr. Ingram,
you know, see over there the way
the thing is, you know, the thing is, you know, it's when Jamaican people say PMP, them for the start ball like somebody beat them. Just start ball, leave in water.
But they're not ashamed of themselves because
that's so
there are more than people who me here come on JLP live because them over there. People who don't have no affiliation to no party. I want to come and call.
You have one new one coming.
Yeah, even on Andrew Holness' page, there's a lot of disrespect on his page. So
and over PMP live, the people even go over here and say, no, me couldn't turn over here, so man, anybody splurt and gone.
Guys, listen, I'm in Portland right now, guys, and let me tell you something. I'm not debating with JLP supporters in Portland. I'm trying to win, like, these are young voters. Like, today, we had a meetup. And we had about 30 persons.
Yeah.
Huh? And him said the first live we go back up on a caution live. And when caution I tell him the bag of foolishness, I know when I do him a fact check and realize 99% of what caution I tell him is nonsense.
Oh, the IT guy.
Yeah, I just when he come over for my live.
Everything I
talk to him, everything the guy said everything when him a fact check them. as we say something, you go fact check it and you realize it are the truth.
Mm.
And that,
Let me show you.
that they can beat them, because they realize JLP I give facts.
Guys,
and
can I
truth.
say something?
That not nothing to do with your wearing Portland
Go ahead,
shoes.
Kerry.
Guys, listen, let me tell you something. I'm on the ground in Portland. Let me tell you something. That you have so much people confused this election, you will be surprised. You know, there's a lot of people right now that think Andrew Holness is actually in front of the court. There's a lot of people right now that think that Andrew Holness actually stole Usain Bolt
But
money.
Kerry,
Listen,
you know who are the people?
And you see him and want to entertain him all the
no,
while.
you're not
Kerry,
understanding. These are young
Kerry.
people. So listen, you know how
Young
many people I went over today? How many? Because I have a group chat with these people that I'm giving these people
Mario.
like, to go and read up, because you guys got to understand there's a lot of new voters, and these new voters are listening to the PNP lives, and some of them
Maria.
so like the group that I'm talking to, like I'm giving them and telling them where they should do their research. And it's like a one-on-one. And these people like, you know what? You're talking the truth. And this is how like I want to go about and win new voters over people who are, you know,
Ingram,
people
you said
like
the court
to
date about
research.
October
No,
3rd,
hold on, hold
2025.
on,
When you
like-
said the
hold on,
court
Kerry.
date.
Kerry, hold
Huh?
on. I when they confront
just
Ingram
love
board them
chatterbag and
something.
nonsense.
Hold on, when they confront Ingram board them
And
something
spread
like that, you say
propaganda.
never say it. Him
No, like
lie?
Ingram is a diehard at PNP, so I'm not gonna sit and debate with him because Ingram is in his
Hey,
what,
Mario.
retirement age. I'm talking. These people who I meet up with are people like under 30, like people who were signing up to go to Hart, and you know, encouraging them to read, and they're seeing stuff for themselves. Because you have some people, they just listen to the lives, and whatever they hear, they believe. They don't research, they don't read. These are the people that I am working with,
Them have a
not the
new one come out
diehard
now.
at PNPs.
Kerry, them have a new one come out. Him name Vice of the Nation. Him is a pies to society.
Yeah, I'm not.
Jesus.
He might try if walk and look a platform in hold on, may I make it talk. He might try to walk and look a platform to try bring a narrative like people in high places. And when I do a background check, what I want to say about that gentleman on this platform, I don't want to mess up the platform, but me tell you. That man is a disgrace to society, and then come around like Andrew Holness, do something to promise him something and never give it to him.
Even if you listen to the Prime Minister,
Orisha,
most of the
last night in
speech,
Compan, Sweet Tips Live. In come up, first thing in come up. I believe that the Prime Minister should be open up to scrutiny. So I say, wait there, let me ask you a question. The Prime Minister should be open up to the scrutiny. So Mark Gold enough open up to scrutiny.
It asks him if he body open up to scrutiny and look for shame.
So in
listen, you can't repeat stuff
yes.
Caution say, because Caution have picture up with the Prime Minister
So Mr. Twin, let me ask you a question.
and makeup. So you can't repeat stuff
Wait,
like
no.
Caution, Hugh Richard, and those people. You can't, because those people are.
So in the
What these people make up lies, even if they see the truth, they're gonna say different. So those people, I wouldn't even give them the attention. You have to try
wait the thing, Miss Who make it talk. So Mr. Twin said, so let me ask you a question now. Tell me about Finsack. When in the talk about that hearing about the JLP, Mr. JLP don't benefit from no Finsack and stop telling lie.
They should ask him.
Then it goes to about all the Prime Minister the Prime Minister here 3 tips. Oh, me now go make us stay up here and allow you to chat them foolishness.
Eat what?
Yes, by the time you start out, it must about 6 months jump on the live same time. He never get a chance here. All right. The whole of no bomb rush me. Because this argument not looking all right. In just come on.
You shouldn't even be repeating those foolishness. Caution them.
But over caution him there.
It's not caution.
But
Over caution him there now. I'm not the only place that you man get fit out.
you know who opened up me eye one night, yeah? Leonard.
Tino, do you want to say something? Open your mic, Tino. And after that.
You know what I mean today? A little baby, no more than probably about either 4 or 3 year old, or about 5. You know, look at baby run out. When them see the JLP, Lex them and everybody are come. You know, look at baby ask for, when am I going to get road?
Yes, I saw
That the
that.
little baby ask for. That the
Yes.
little baby ask for. When are we going to get road?
Listen,
Imagine
that
take a little child to ask, come and ask a growing adult that question. You know, see them people, they are disgraced and shit house.
Listen that Ingram, man, go stuff it underneath your backside.
A little child come no more than 3, 4, or 5 year old come and say, when are we going to get road in Portmore? Suppose you see over there, it's a despicable place, it's a slum. And I got them junk here.
Like we say it like it is a Fitzjackson area. Fitzjackson.
Area. Drunk of them.
So, Pino.
Yeah?
What you expect over to better when time you live in a blood and skirt wall? You know, see man like a bullfractor.
All right. I said to one of them one long time ago, you know. Well, I remember me landed this day. I said to them one of them one long time, you know, said, you have 3-year-old kids are way more education than we call themselves.
Good job, Crafty. Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Oriya, sir.
But me and Chef, if say before you land, when the Prime Minister wife did say, when you look at all of the slums, and mostly PMP living there, you must think a joke she make her, she was just
No.
No, just look though, just take a look around the country and look the people who living in the most devastated stage in the country and look who them support. I don't know, joking.
Guys, Horatio, me tell you something, yeah? And me talk it again, and me always talk it, and people laugh and talk about it. No, we don't want them people. Listen, don't be surprised if we take a Mark Golding constituency and brown teeth.
What about Philip Powell?
I'll feel him too. Me tell you that, you know. You see a lot of people are talking about saying, no, we don't want it because your cause the government this. Me tell you something. Right now, enough of the people who live down in the constituency would have glad to get rid of
the other day I see a fire down by Magic Stick Garden down her back too. And the woman, this girl, and a cuss and I say, brown teeth promise them how long for do some infrastructure thing there. And she said, now vote again. Every time voting, and when you look on the area, you know, yeah, so then in a 2025, people still live in a damn kind of thing. But you know the funny thing is, PMP keep the people that way, you know.
Yes.
For years, you know. That's the reason why.
Every time he says it all boils down to ambition. They tell me, say, no, it's not ambition. Because the dance them run down there and all this.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why anything good JLP do for poor people, them try to demonize it. Because they want to keep the people them down that way. Them things say, they must have anything good. Different from where them born come see them granny live or them mother living now.
Look here, man. Me tell you something. One thing me can enlighten people on this platform right now and who are listening. I may encourage people on this place. You see, young people who are grew up out of them community there, and they can see light and can see all the next door neighbor live better life than them. What do you think are going to happen? Me tell people, get up people jealous, you know. Everybody want to go on top of the hill, you know. That because me used to live near ghetto, so me know me talk about.
Everything them demonize what them say good. Remember in the Siago time, that's what them do, you know. Them try to demonize everything that Mr. Siago do.
Is it inspiration up here? Can we hear from inspiration? Unmute your mic, inspiration.
Hello. Hi, hello. Thanks for inviting me on or accepting my request. I must say that I'm particularly grateful for the direction that the country is going at this time. Which I've said on other lives before, this election is very pivotal to me in the sense that country the outcome of this election will determine whether or not I return to Jamaica or I go to other countries.
Where are you, inspiration?
Yesterday evening, I'm in Canada sometime, quite some time. I semi-retired, and I'm looking that I'd want to come home, but I'll come home under the condition that the people elect the right government that will move the country forward.
And do you like this government?
That yes, I do.
Tell us what you like.
Yesterday, it was. There's so many things I have never seen. And like I said in one of the lives, on Neighbor. Hello, Neighbor. I was on Neighbor yesterday evening when the minister was on, and the thing I like about this administration, the way that they want to, their social programs. Sometimes I literally want to know if the prime minister is a socialist or is a Republican, as they would say, because he might lead in a Republican way, but his policies are so people-based. He's about nation building. I've seen it in so many facets of the society, of the different programs, the skill trade programs with a heart, the way that young people are able to get jobs. I remember when I was in Jamaica and I wanted to get a job, I would walk the pavement, and there was no jobs. I had to create my own job, my own employment. Now I'm seeing where young people are they're asking young people. There's so much help wanted sign. I was there in May of last year, and I've seen so many help wanted signs across the corporate area. I was stunned. I keep wondering if I was really in Jamaica, because I've never seen that before. The roads network, the packages being offered to civil servants, the minimum wage increase, the no taxes for 9 or 10 consecutive sessions. These are momentous changes that the country has never seen. And I don't think there should be a problem that the people should be looking at whether or not they should elect this administration again. But unfortunately, and what came out last evening in the discussion was that the polls were so close. And I kept wondering, how could the polls be so close? Dan Anderson did a poll.
I don't trust those polls. Don't worry about that.
Well, I heard, the internal poll, as Morgan admitted yesterday, in some areas it was a 5%. In some areas it was 6% lead. Dan Anderson have a lead by the opposition. It shouldn't be this close, given the track record of this administration. So my question is, what is it that the people are not seeing, have not seen, or what is it that they're expecting?
I think they
That
see
is my
it,
question, because it's kind of shocked me.
Mr. Inspiration. Something. Dan Anderson poll, yeah, is a what we call it now. You don't go by Mr. Dan Anderson poll, because he was paid by PNP to do something like that. Yeah, I would.
Really?
Don't go. I would do this, and you know, he do things because Mark Gold is on the back foot at the moment, so he's trying everything to put to stick up a column on the PNP side where that column have no support. You understand? And that's why I wouldn't go by his poll. His poll is total rubbish. Yeah.
I hope you're right, and the people are not buying into these polls, because sometimes these people or these organizations could sway vote a certain
I know.
particular way. For example, you have an integrity commission. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. I don't know what
They are PMPs.
kind of
They tell you
integrity.
they
I
are
would think so.
PMPs.
I would think so. Because for the life of me, if there is an investigation in an illicit six, and the prime minister is a part of that six,
There's no
and
illicit
they
six.
have,
They
and this is
said
what,
that in Jamaica House.
that's what they say. But listen to this: they have gone through great lengths to have a forensic accounting independently of the country to do an investigation in the prime minister's financial holdings,
And
and
they
they
found
found
nothing.
no wrongdoing. Then
Yes.
why is it? Why? I don't understand. Why hasn't someone come forward to bring some ease to the nation and let the
And why is
nation
it
knows the truth?
and why is it
Why?
they can't produce a forensic report in public?
Well, they said there's a gag order. I heard. I don't know why.
They
And
use the gag order.
wa-
They use that as a ploy.
oh,
They use it as a ploy
so the
because
strategy.
You
It's
know
a
what
strategy.
happened? I feel like the prime minister don't really want to say too much on this. This is the reason why. This is from my understanding the reason why he taken them to court today, because an investigation was done and they found nothing and they won't sign off on his documents because it's so obvious that the IC
Exactly.
is working with the PMP and they're playing politics. Nothing was found.
Something is afoot here. Something is afoot. Aren't they supposed to be an
playing a very
independent
dirty
body?
politics.
I believe a
They
lot of
should be an
people
independent body.
Yes.
yes, I believe that a lot of people, well-thinking Jamaicans are looking into this, yeah, to see that the IC have made so many blunder over the period. People right now. People turning their back on the IC. People won't believe nothing what the IC come with now.
Really? I don't
What do you
think
mean?
so.
Yeah, man.
You have a few
There's a
Jamaicans
lot of
backing
people.
them. You'll be surprised. You have PNP supporters and a few Jamaican backing them. Trust me.
That rename the entity should be null and void. It should be scrapped and dismantled altogether.
I believe so.
And chewing our
I believe
bonfire
so.
and light.
Well,
We
here's the
should
thing.
even be protesting for them to. I feel like the JLP party is a little bit too quiet and too nice because we should have been protesting for this IC to sign off on his documents because they found nothing there to charge him for. But anyway, it is what it is.
Here's the thing, guys.
What are the problem?
Here's the thing.
What are the problem I have? What are the problem I have with the JLP? And they're my party. Before I left Jamaica, I never voted in Jamaica. I didn't get to vote. Then I migrated here, but I pay attention. What are the problem I have with the JLP? They seem, as you said, they've been so quiet on key issues. And when you're so quiet, when the opposition, who is malicious by nature, make different statements, there's nobody to rebut that. And so if you're silent, it seems as though it's a truth. And I give you an example. I have friends here who really cuss me out saying Andrew Holness is one of the most corrupt prime minister Jamaica has ever seen. Why? Because he took Usain Bolt's money. One, they said that he has several bank accounts to which he cannot approve. They said that he has one of the other thing that the allegations being levied against him is that he has his taxes are not, as we said, are not filed, and they cannot declare whether or not he has holdings in Jamaica. And I listen to Mark Golden, who is supposed to take up the position of prime minister one day, so he says.
Which
But
position? Oh,
let's wait.
inspiration, don't say
And
that.
we're trying to be very ambitious about it. But anyways,
not gonna
he said
happen.
he's going to take a position one day. And if he tries to, Why is he not being able to release the holdings that he has in the British Virgin Islands? That's where all his holdings are. And nobody could touch it. And nobody asked him about them. He's living transparent like a glass.
Listen,
Mr. Inspiration.
inspiration.
Can I give you a scenario?
Yes.
You have a house and you give a man to take care of your house. But when you come back for holiday, you find out, say you find a rat or a cockroach or run out of your house. Would you want that man to take over everything where you have, sir?
No, he's not a good steward. He won't be a good steward, for sure.
That is Mark Golden, sir.
Inspiration.
Well, yes.
You mentioned something today about you talk to persons and they tell you that what was it? Something about Usain Bolt money and what else?
They said that he took Usain Bolt's money. He's the most corrupt prime minister.
Before you joined the box,
declared.
I was just telling you guys in the box that my job right now in Jamaica is talking to young voters and educating them on stuff like what you just mentioned. Because there's a lot of people believe in this foolishness. I'm telling you, there's a lot of
It's
people.
here like crazy.
So I'm telling these guys. So
a lot of people believe it here.
Yes. We have to talk to people and educate them, encourage them to read. I mean, like I have my laptop, I'm showing them videos, research on this whole Usain Bolt issue. There is so much. We have to go around and we have to debunk the PNP lies because young, immature people buying into these lies that PNP feeding these people with.
Guy, just a minute, Kerry. Because I'm wearing an earpiece, when you guys tap in the live without muting, it's like me are deaf. Please tap mute when you tap in the live, please.
I mean that. And sometimes I mute, you know. Yeah. I don't know what going on.
You know what they said? Look at this. The nurses or the medical professionals who the Ministry of Health would go and get assistance from the Philippines, from India, from Nigeria, from Cuba. It was a big blow up here. A number of people were saying how Andrew Holness bow under the pressure, and watch the narrative here, watch the lie, bow under the pressure of America to disbar Cuban nurses and would take people from other countries. And luckily, I was listening some months ago, before Donald Trump got into office, before election was even held in America, when the health department had a forum somewhere in Kingston and invited the high commissions, I guess, from the Philippines to talk about having a program to get the nurses here. So a guy called SoFlo TV picked up this garbage and he started to say that Andrew Holness has bowed under the U.S. pressure and ready to kick out the Cubans and taking people from other countries. I had to tell my friends that's a lie. It's not true.
Yes.
And they wouldn't believe me.
Listen, I have a list, like what I'm doing now, I'm collecting numbers and person name as I go around here in Portland. And the list of lies, like I write each lie down that most of these people buy into from the PNP, and you guys will be so surprised. The Cuban doctor came up, the Chinese came up. There was this guy who told me he was around 25. He just started going to heart. He told me that he heard about the Chinese will be taking over soon, and all that foolishness. That.
All right. Let me tell you something. I live in the UK here now. I live in the UK. I can speak on enough of these things now. Yeah. Number one, I have many issues, but number one, you have to have migration in a country for it to grow. Yeah. Don't get it wrong, because local worker can fill enough of these gaps. So migration is a key. Number two, the Philippines have one of the best caregivers in the world. Yeah, you can fact check that, you can look up that. That's why Britain Canada and America have these people in the hospital. They are one of the
Hi,
best.
Kizzy.
They are one of the best caregivers in the world. Okay? There's no problem for the Prime Minister to seek help. Look, in a PMP time, we have people come from Nigeria who work at the chest hospital. People from
But Kevin,
Nigeria.
every country, we all need each other, even in America.
We have to
every
help each
country
other.
we go,
Yeah,
we
because
need
we
each other
move, people is moving
Kizzy,
around.
do you
the
want to
world.
come up? Send a request, Kizzy, if you want to come up.
Yeah, people move around the world for employment and better life. You understand? So when people come and talk about say Chinese going to take over that, right now the Chinese is the best investors right now in the world because they come and build infrastructure and help out the economy. But it only depends on the government of the country, of that country, to manage them well. And that is
not
the
only
bottom
that,
line of
Kevin,
it.
Chinese is a big help to us right now. They're helping
Yeah, that's
us.
what I said. Yeah.
They're
So
helping
people that
us.
come and
So
talk foolishness, me not listen to them. I mean, say inspiration,
Welcome,
enough of
Kizzy.
them people who are Canada and Britain over here, so who never travel for years. They are the one who is talking down the country because they can't come back to Jamaica.
That is true. That is
Okay?
true. Because
Okay.
most of the friends that I have, they've left Jamaica when it was violent from in the 80s, when we all came here in the 80s, and they have not been back.
All right.
And they're hearing
those are the
things through
persons
sound bites.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the hypocrites. These
I
are
mean,
the hypocrites.
this is one thing
Kizzy,
I really
welcome,
applaud the
Kizzy. This is
government
my
about.
first live.
Hi, Churchill. Hi. Good
Yeah, so you
night.
sound
what
good.
happened to your voice? You still sleeping in?
I'm listening for now, Churchill. I just come in, so I'm listening.
All right.
Your voice sounds so
I am
good.
not sure if this is a bad thing for the government or not, but what I've seen is that production is outpacing the human capital. Therefore, you don't have enough people to fill high skill position in the country.
Yes.
It's not a good thing. It's good that these vacancies are there, but it's bad that we don't have locals to fill them. And that's where I think if the opposition needs to make any kind of headway, they would try and tell the nation how they would upskill the people to fill these jobs.
Exactly.
But you know,
That would be a
inspiration.
positive.
You know, inspiration. The government, Andrew Holness recognized that, and that's why he's trying to build out this, upskill the people. That's the reason for all the programs you see offering people to, the opportunity to go to Heart and upskill themselves. That's why he's going to build all these STEM schools. That's why all the investment in those areas to make sure the labor force is ready for the next phase of really growing the economy. So
And that's why he named it the second chapter.
Yeah, he's doing something about it, right? And he made those announcements. So, he sort of preempt the PMP from making those kind of claims. You know what I mean?
Churchill, I'm going to say something where I was amazed to see what the government have. Over here, we have a platform now where you can go on the platform and you can get a plumber and you can get a carpenter or anybody to do any kind of job. I was amazed to see a platform like that launch in Jamaica. We need to talk more about it because over here we
Really?
can't trust the traders.
Which platform is that?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Which platform is that?
Yeah, there's a platform. I forgot the name of it. There's a platform that
Yes,
created.
it was launched. It was launched about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yes.
With the
In Jamaica?
information from everyone
Wow.
who has a skill, a certification. Yeah, you can sign up to it, and people can book you through the app.
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, I don't remember
That's
the name
excellent.
right now.
Why are they not speaking more about this? Why are they so quiet?
You should share that with us, Kevin and
Skill on
Kevin.
demand. Is it skill on demand, Anisha?
Yes, skill on demand, something. Yeah.
Skill on demand. Yes,
Oh,
they
Anisha,
even made a song to promote it.
Yeah, because we in the UK here we have what they call trusted traders, and we have FC or something like that. All these different persons, you can go on the platform and you can seek an electrician, a plumber, a builder on this platform. Yeah, I was amazed to see that Jamaica farm a platform like that. If you see a country who farm a platform like that, that means the country is moving into the right direction.
Well,
That's
as we go
amazing.
forward, I
It's
think you will
actually
see.
so inspiration. You are hearing about it for this first time, but it's actually
Yes.
it's good. But we
Very
who
good.
are overseas, we cannot access into it. That's the way the app is set. You
For
if you
example,
go
I'm
yes,
thinking
but it,
I'm thinking of building a property, building a home there. I could able to get into the app to see if I need an electrician, I need a
yes.
carpenter. I mean,
Yes.
I think this is a very
When
welcome.
the app first launched, it was only, I mean, you could download it on your phone and everything, but you weren't able to access anything. I have not checked it since the launch of it, so I don't know now if it is if there are any changes to like the region or the location. But it's really good. It's really good.
Wow,
Okay.
I like what I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
it
I
was
like that.
developed by the art trainees. Yes, yes, it is.
Wow.
It's in cooperation with art.
Okay. Guys, you see where we have to continue on to the third term?
Because,
Yes.
because look,
Yes.
that's why I said to you, the demands are out there for a skilled person, but we don't have the amount of a skilled person. And that's why the government is reaching out to all the nooks and crannies. And you know what? They come on a lot of scrutiny when they come on to the national service recruiting, yeah? A lot of people were talking bad about it and said, how can you do that? But if people should think back then, where if in order for you to become a police officer or a soldier, you have to have a country address because nobody want to take anybody from the corporate area, especially they come from certain part of the corporate area. Now, if you look at Jamaica Regiment now, I think they got now to 8 regiment, where used to be 3 regiment, 1 JR, 2 JR, and 3 JR that is a reserve. Now they got up to 8 regiment. That means the young people them have the opportunity to have a career in these different fields. Some people go to the police, some people go to a correctional service, some people go back in the system as work as auxiliary worker or whatever. These are stepping stones for young people who but then we never have that opportunity. Yeah? And to see a country like Jamaica who is moving to this direction, it should have been there years ago. From in the 90s, we should have been there. But if you see this Prime Minister now is going out and do all these things to uplift the young youth them in Jamaica, stop them from coming off the street corner, digging out their nickel and all that thing. They may have a life. You know what I mean? We don't want a Margolin to come stop this.
Good night and good night, everyone.
Good night, sir.
Magani, you
Good
just
night.
one
Good
second.
night.
Can we hear from Mel? Because she was here for a while.
Yeah, Mel.
You can go after her.
I just want to say one thing, and I'll just close my. Good. I'll just close my mic. The 2030 JLP accomplish the things that we're supposed to accomplish for the 2030 plan. So
Wow.
they're doing their best to throw cold water on everything that the JLP does. That's what I want to say.
Wow.
Welcome, Magaman.
Mel?
Is hearing me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
The JLP.
Hi. Sorry about the background noise. Me and my host are meeting up outside, I don't know why. So I came here to talk about my nice parish of St. Elizabeth that has been run by PNP for years, especially my side. And to everybody that's on the platform, just to tell you how corrupt PNP has been and wicked to the people of St. Elizabeth. I have a friend that was working years, and they had a thing, a specific, I would not say which person it is, but that person is no longer in politics in St. Elizabeth. I have a friend that was working with her, and she said that when she was working with the person, what he did, he used to get like the contractors who create invoices, big invoices for work to be done in communities, including my community, that no work at all. I live on a hill, and trust me, if you don't know how to drive up there, it's a gully bottom you go. So he would submit invoices for, or let his friends submit invoices for work to be done in the community. And when that invoice is approved, he pockets a percentage and the workers pocket a percentage. And the only thing that might be done is a one-wall patching. And this is something that was happening while my friend was working at his office. And this was a big politician in St. Elizabeth. And I don't understand, because my community, is strictly PNP up to this moment, and if you come in my community right now, you ball, you lose everything under your vehicle to go in my community.
Wow.
And that is how it is right now. And even if, because this is slowly come up there, slowly, and Christopher, I think Christopher, the councillor, and the man come up there if he talks to everybody, and the people don't literally run him out of the community.
Wow.
Wow.
They're running out of the community. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with their mind from PNP days. PNP just full of corruption. Like, me born in a PNP. Like, when Portia win, me personally get up and jump and scream and make nice. That is how deep we did in a PNP. And I had to take myself out. As a matter of fact, we take my vote from the community. My vote no longer is up there.
Wow.
I had to take it out and give it to someone who must deserve it, which a month ago be a me now.
Okay.
All right, Mel.
Protecting. Where else?
Who want to answer, Mel?
Well, me can say, I used to go to Elim Agricultural School, yeah? And back then, when Michael Manley become Prime Minister, I think we have to skip to go to Elim, yeah? Elim was a good road, but then a pay tanker drive through. Yeah, I was one of them students who, when Occasion nightclub when just open at St. Elizabeth. Okay, hide and inch up there, yeah? When we go back home at night time, the amount of patrol we have to skip. I tell you, when I rush road, me about drive pan.
Exactly, St. Elizabeth parish, it's like this Grace, and it's mostly farming community.
So me know what you're talking about.
Farming, so they said this happened from before me born, like from the 80s, 70s, because my grandfather used to tell me about it. You said you ask them why you vote for PNP, you know what them say? A PNP give me light. What the hell? PNP give you light? PNP a JPS? What do you mean by a PNP give light? What about the water? Every year when an election, PNP come up there. I remember a year they said to them that if they can get running water in the community, you know what they tell them say? It will take too much pipe to run the pipe come to make people get water. There's a parish tank in the community, and trust me, when it empty, people can't get water. You have to buy water with thousands of dollars for your truck of water. And the truck them now are coming at the community, as me say, if you sleep a gully bottom, you're gone. That is how bad the road is. So when they come up there, we ask them, can we get running water? We don't have no pumps. We don't have enough pipe to bring it up the hill. Hear them the excuse.
And this is a big PNP community for how many years? 30 years?
Mel,
more than
Mel,
30 years.
Mel, you know, one of the things we know is that the PNP never run a good government to grow the economy so they can have the resources to do all those things. And that's the difference that this government is making right now. You see, this government is paying down the debt and still have money to do a lot of things to develop the country. That's the basic difference that people should look into and see what is going on now. There's a big difference between this government and the PNB government. And this government is able to have an economy. The economy is now stable. The Prime Minister is trying to pivot to a growth economy where we can have a lot more resources, to supply the things that people, a lot of people still need the basic things, water, road, and light. And those are the basic infrastructure we need right now so that everybody can be happy,
When I listen to Jamaica 411, and then say they're going a certain place, they say never hear people that talk about say they're hungry. Nobody come to them and tell us they're hungry. Nobody not concerned about the economy or whatever because they have food feed.
Well,
when I listen
KFC line full every day, so
I tell you, me come to Jamaica in a pandemic just aware of Jamaica.
Why is it?
The amount of the line on me as if KFC to ride.
So why is it?
That's why when them come on platform and I say JLP not care about poor people, what is your definition of poor people? Me know poor people, Me know poor people. I mean, grew up in our community with poor people there. What is your definition of poor people?
PMPs who don't want to work.
Well, the question I want to ask is the average Jamaican cook.
Then keep on put this notion in the people them head say them poor. Why you oppress the people them brain to say them poor? You sit down and you poor. What you gonna do? You gonna sit down and expect the government to go and drag you out and emancipate yourself from poorness? The things the government are gonna take you out. If you have the take yourself out, it's not gonna happen.
We could hear from Sonny Dan now and inspiration.
Sonny, the great Sonny.
We go up on yourself and a good night.
Sonny, what's the message you have for Mel? She said over 40 years PMP community, no water.
Oh, Mel, may I tell you something? We go over one PMP place today. 35 years. Man, one name Fish Jackson. Jesus Christ. They was in Maras turn from green to red. Mel?
The man a fragment.
There was a Maras color change from green to red. Well, you want to go over Fish Jackson constituency. I'm just telling you something. I'm sure how I know say PMP them must say them are for the poor. Rather the people them are classes, brother. See the way them treat the people them over Portmore, like from you come from one next set of class, you don't get no representation at all. And that me say, brother, wickedness the people them over there, brother, the man are officially the garbage MP. No? Fish Jackson are garbage MP in Jamaica.
The man like a frog, we expect, brother.
Brother, the nastiest place in Jamaica different for Angela Brown Teeth and constituency.
Sonny.
But he has held that seat for how many years? How many years has he held on to that seat? Why are the people voting for him then?
Hold on, daddy. Because I want to talk to you about this. Me hear my mother. Go and look a bit, kids.
Yeah, bad bro. Big up yourself. I was watching the videos, right? And I've been going to Portmore for years, like years. And I have never really seen those parts of Portmore because, Portmore is relatively big. And if you're going somewhere, you go straight where you're going and then you're in and you're out. So I wouldn't have seen those communities. And honestly, today I was so embarrassed. I feel bad for the people. I don't know how I could do that walk. I couldn't do the walk because it no look no different when you talk that's community. I don't want to say certain things because I don't want the people who live there to feel belittled. But honestly, a proper ghetto living them there. Zinc fence, pantapa zinc fence, and drains where garbage infested. It was really sad to see it.
Yeah, because that's why I keep on. That's why I keep on and stress it in a case, say this a Portmore city,
Yeah, I
You see
could
me, me
not
have to
believe that
keep
is
on a stress and I
Portmore.
say, this a Portmore City, a Portmore
Standpipe.
City. This. Right, watch on the worst thing, you know, right in the square. Which part the stop like there? Big Fish Jackson Square statue, where name posters this up. Big all the Fish Jackson
He put
posters.
up a big billboard. He put
Yeah,
up
one big,
billboard all over the
about
place.
50 different pictures them have to laminate to
Night
get something.
arcade.
I just want you look right almost about 10 yards away. You see garbage just litter, dead dog. Dirty drain. All the man keep over the place, so and people
Pay to vote.
No, they could live in that kind of situation and not be out. You know, and this is why I have to look on Jamaicans all the time and wonder about them. Because when you say to them, say, get involved into the process, know that you deserve better. How can you sit down and live in that type of condition and have drain like that? And you have these people create chaos in your community, but them a keep meeting and not about them don't want Portmore to become a parish. And you sit down in your house peacefully and you drain out there so green, Marasfield. Me no know about that. Me couldn't do it.
More take the time out for dig up.
You ask a good question.
But Sonny, this is the same problem we having with Mel community because it's the same thing, same look as Portmore, and she's saying that community is still shouting PMP.
I know more and big up somebody, more and big up Miss Arkid and her family. You know, for them accommodations. Some nice people, the man. She have some nice kids. I sit down and I raise with one of her son. I forgot him at how much years, but the youth so sensible. The man say, Portmore, round a theme side, there, so Fish Jackson side, it need representation. The man say from him born till now, them not have no good road.
Wow.
One little teeny boy that way, him not involved in the politics. Him parents, them my politics orientated, but I sit down and I talk to the local youth. And so to the way the youth speak to me, the man, it's like the man I say, wish if Portmore people by that way. Mr. I say something the way him name, Mr. Delroy a chance. You see me because him born and grew up in a Portmore and feed them side around there so to do him man say him does not see them getting a representation. Him travel all about over Jamaica and if I ever road him see them a fix. Fish Jackson I do nothing. Nothing at all. Drain did away from it building. Never, ever clean. Never. Me I telling nothing. And the people them live right at the drain them, you know. The people them live right at the drain. Me and Lexi them go out and drain and Lexi them a play hopscotch pad. At the drain where the people them are right at the people them yard gate. Hey, at the first mosquito ever bite me so from my barn. Jesus.
Yeah, but somebody even the drain is in the middle between the houses and they don't have the covers. The cover is missing. You can't just walk and drop in at the drain.
Yeah, I'm telling you what the nice thing now. You see, all right, put the side there the ski. That's when you go over in the so that's why I say it's a classist thing. That's when you go over in the side of the ski where it's like Fish Jackson here, but guess what? The people them still not like him. And that amazes me, you know. I know over the side way. You know the people must suffer for all these years and want representation. You see over the side when the people might get one little teeny bit of representation, they want to get rid of Fish Jackson too. So you see in the gated part, when you go in the gated scheme to the way of the people.
Mr. Dabney should have won that election in 2020.
Him can do it in a case.
He should have won it. I know. I looked at his numbers and the numbers. I mean, somehow, you know, I want to say this on the platform. Laborites are known to go out and vote early. By 12, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, most times Laborites vote. And what they do, they sit in the PDs and they do an estimate. And then you see the last 2 hours of polling, I don't know where PNP find people for forcing to come vote, but that's how they usually overcome the deficit. And we have to be careful of this when we come into this next election. When the election is called, we need to be very, very careful. 1 minute, Joshua. I just want to say this to our people.
Yeah. I want to piggyback on what you're saying.
Just be very mindful of this. Don't let them come and know them a sit, the PD workers, they know they are writing, they're doing their numbers right there, they send it out. And then in the last 1 hour, because that's what they did to Mr. Dabney, you know. That last hour, somehow, somewhere about them rustle up on 700 votes and beat Mr. Dabney. Because Mr. Dabney was leading Fitz in 2020 all up until around 3 o'clock, right? So we have to be very mindful of this because that is what they do.
Welcome, Joshua.
So who are the runners? Who are the runners? Who are the
Good night,
runners in the
Orchard.
constituency?
Good night, Churchill.
Orchard, that food looks so good today. Good night, Orchard. Go ahead,
Good
Joshua.
night. Good night to everyone. Lady Kerry, why you balled me out the other day and make everybody know what's happening?
No, because listen, you have so much different profiles. So when he asked for a PMP and I hear the voice, I was like,
All right. So just to piggyback on what kids say, first of all, good night to everyone in the box and in the chat. You know, there's a gentleman down there named It's V. Kind of epitomize how PNP think. The man listening to Sonny Dunn, who's a champion himself. And after Sonny Dunn was talking about the ills that is happening in Portmore, the person said, we still have vote PNP anyway. After all of that, I would be ashamed to even write that. Even if I'm thinking it, I wouldn't have the courage to write that.
Hold on, Joshua. Bring up Arkid. Now come up and bring up Arkid here.
Right.
Kevin,
Orchid is up, you know.
already in the
Orchid is
box.
right beside you.
Pay attention,
Sorry, Arkid.
Right.
I'm leaving anyway, so it's bedtime for me.
Right. Having said that, though, there's also another voting pattern that the PNP has, which we have to be mindful of. What they do sometimes is charter 2 or 3 coasters and come and hold up the line, just vote slowly, just hold it up. And what you find out is that sometimes Laborites get frustrated and leave. So what we can do is make sure that we turn up early and continue to bring in the voters for the rest of the day. Just don't slack off, right? Because if you make PNP reach there before you and them have them 2, 3 coasters, a lot of people, especially those who have taken time off from work, coasters. A lot of people, especially those who have taken time off from work, what we as Laborites sometimes do. Take a picture of the thing and send there is them used to do. After the vote and get involved. No, the old lady who can't make it out for themselves, them lift her up and put her in the vehicle just to get her to vote. And Laborites need to be that aggressive when it comes to getting out people. Leave up. If it's even a dog and him ready to vote, you get that part and make him come vote. Figuratively speaking, of course. And Sonny, keep up the good work.
Joshua, Miss Chin is correct. When I finish voting, I don't go home. I drive round, make sure I'm going to the supermarket. I'm going to ask people, you vote already? I find my friend and company them well and carry them myself. I don't go home. She's correct. It's true. You don't go home. You join with the others and sit with us. You bring out the votes.
Kizzy, guys, thanks for having me. Listen, the problem, we're having a serious problem, and I don't know if it's okay to say it on the live, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A lot of lazy people are in the Jamaica Labour Party. Some of them, it's all about their feelings, it's all about ego, it's all about wanting to belong and wanting to be seen, and it creates a division. For example, there's a certain individual who, I think for whatever reason, there's a little rift between himself and Dabney. And I said to him, It does not matter. I don't care what you and Daphne have. I don't care how you view Daphne. If you're really a Labourite and it's about the Jamaica Labour Party, get your ass out there and we do it together. We're doing it. I said, we all live here in Portmore. I said, it doesn't mean anything to you when you drive around. Kizzy, I drive a truck. And let me tell you, I have to be bubble wheeling and playing upscotch literally because I don't want my tires to burst. When I'm going home, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And people are sitting down at this stage of the game and getting complacent, sitting down watching who could have, would have, should have, what should have, instead of getting up off their asses and doing what needs to be done. So I'm saying we have a serious problem.
Let's hope that good sense prevail and people understand the value of this election. People, I see Sonny every day out there making videos. Continue doing it, Sonny. You're doing a great work, right? And yep. I will also say to us here and those who are in the chat, whether you support one party, whether you support us or you are just on the fence, you know, this is about the soul, the very soul of the nation. We're at a crossroads that will determine whether Jamaica go back to where it's coming from or go forward, right? It's not even stagnation. And your vote is going to make a difference. If you vote PNP or allow the PNP to win because you say, boy, I'm in a business with politics, this country is going to go right back to where it's coming from. But if you make up your mind and say, listen, for the greater good of our country, I'm not politically minded, but my children deserve better. My grandmother deserved to enjoy her pension, right? And I deserve not to go back to the days of taxes, new taxes at least, right? And the progress that's happening, I need it to continue. Then you will get out for the purpose and for the sake of this country and go out there and do what you must, which is vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. You know, if I may give you quickly, since this government has been in power, we have between repairs, intent to rebuild, or currently building 6 new hospitals. I can give you the names quickly. Go to UA, a 6-floor hospital is currently being built, currently, right? Go to Spanish Town, a 6-floor hospital is currently being built. Again, repairs are being done to Bustamante. You go to Cornwall Regional, there's a children's hospital plus Cornwall Regional, that's 5. They're currently looking for space to rebuild KPH. Oh, not to mention Portmore. You know, a hospital is going to be built in Portmore, so that's really 7. There are over 300 and odd new clinics that have been either built or refurbished since this government has been in power. Doctors, nurses, and everybody has gotten close to 300% increase. Right? If you don't believe me, let me tell you where to find it. Just go to Google and type in summary of public sector salary. Put that in at MOFP, summary of public sector salaries at MOFP. To go, you will see them telling lies. Go and look for yourself. Police, doctors, nurse, I'm going to tell you about 20%. Not Gossa is close to 300. In fact, in some cases, they have gotten up to 347% increase. Right? I personally have a copy of it. Right? In some cases. Right? That is it for the health sector. For the police. The police force has increased its numbers from just under 12,000 to over 16,000 and counting right now. They have been given new equipment, and that is why they are so effective. Crime, in terms of unaliving of people, was close to over 1,600. It is now down to 1,100 in the last year. So a reduction of over 500 persons within the last 9 years, and slated to be just about 800 in the coming year because of the new training, the new equipment. This government, between bikes and cars, have supplied close to 1,000 for the police force in the 9 years that they have been there, right? When this government took over, we had one Coast Guard vessel patrolling Jamaican waters. Now we have 8, and we currently have another 22 being built by Metal Shark International. You can go on their website and check for yourself, and they will state it. Metal Shark International is building 22 new Coast Guard vessels for Jamaica. When this government took over, we had one helicopter being supplied to the JDF. Now, this government we now have 6 brand new helicopters. 6 that JDF is using. When this government took over, we owed JPS $7 billion. Let's quantify that in smaller numbers. It is $700 million that was owed to JPS by the government. This government has paid off that debt for your benefit.
But
right?
yet they say it's not doing anything.
Well, I'm giving them
Joshua,
I'm giving them researchable material.
Joshua,
Right?
speak about
Yes.
the fact that for the lifetime that we since the existence of the NWC, this is the first time the NWC is seeing a profit.
Very first time, and not to mention where this government has granted amnesty to all people who have owed NWC for the last 2 years. Have been given an amnesty. All them have to do is pay a small money and then get it reconnected. That debt is written off. JPS for all people, the GCT has been reduced from what it was to 7.5% for old people by this government. Then there
Wonder
is
if I fall in that category.
well,
I'm
if you were
just
in America,
Actually, you're not elderly yet.
Joshua,
right? Well,
Joshua, leave me alone.
right.
Actually, you're not yet elderly.
If you were in America, I have fallen in the senior citizens category. So, I'm going to start. Yes, believe it or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, travel, Josh. Sorry to interrupt you, but we have to laugh some. Josh, let me tell you something. You see, so much is going on. People are out there lobbying. People are out there providing others with the information. Yet you have these people sit on their backside in Portmore, Joshua, and tell me, say you're still gonna vote PNP because of that you come see your parents a vote for.
They don't mean themselves.
Listen, Joshua, me tell you, say, some places in Portmore make me want. You know what has saved me? When persons ask, I said, no, I don't live in Portmore. I have to literally take myself away because I don't want to classify, say I live in Portmore. It's a disgrace.
Oh, by the way, as you talk about that, a new market was recently built. Was it in St. Mary Kills? Brand new market, $50 million later?
Yes, it's St. Mary.
Right.
And the one in
Maria.
St. is been fully renovated also after 30 odd years.
Right.
Yeah, in Santa Cruz.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to mention a road in Hanover where for over 50 odd years that road was not touched. And all of a
Best
sudden,
believe some of them going to say them still voting for PNP.
Did you guys
Sometimes I
hear
wonder
Mel's
if
story?
Jamaican people retarded.
I think Mel was sharing that same sentiment from her community that these people are still shouting PMPs.
well,
Yes, sometimes I start to
right.
say,
So
I just have to wonder if they're retarded.
well, if
I
that's
think they have.
all right. So here what I'm going to recommend to them. Here's what I'm going to recommend to them. The Jamaica Labour Party is going to win the election. Ask them if they want to be on the winning side or the losing side. Because if they still end up with the MP that never used to do any work, then they're going to end up with the same results in their community. Right? And they're going to be looking on and say, I hate the Jamaica Labour Party. When in truth and in fact, they need to hear their decision. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
It's just a strong conditioning of the mind.
Yes, that's true.
And it's just how and we have to remember, you know, a lot of Jamaicans tend to value being loyal. You know, we don't like to disappoint our parents, our grandparents.
And
It
their
comes
man.
down to that.
And their
And
man.
a lot of us are a lot of us are also very reluctant to change.
But
You
Kizzy, you
have
know
to
what is
remember it takes
Boy,
effort
that's a
to
nice way to
change.
put it, you
but
know.
Kizzy, you know what is
That's
morality? Morality is doing something even when it's inconvenient to do it. That is part of morality. So if you know that this decision that I'm going to make is for the greater good, even when it's
Joshua,
inconvenient to do it.
Joshua,
Yes,
Joshua,
ma'am.
you should know better. For example, right? A lot of persons now you'll hear them say, I am from a PNP family
Mm-hmm.
and I did my own research, or based on this, it woke me up and I made the change.
I was one of them, Kizzy.
Look
I
at the
was one of
type of
them.
personalities. For example, a Munchie B and a Miss Chin, right? They are very strong-minded individuals, and this is why they were able to break that generational conditioning and that curse
But
of
Kiz,
a
but,
family 1 minute a family tradition. No, be reminded, you know, none of us like to feel left out. None of us like to feel as if we are not a part of something. And this is why when we have people who come over from the PMP, we have to treat them with hands and gloves because they know our feeling. I told you guys of a story, you know, last year a girl who I know, not a friend of mine, she became my employee through my other, like when my other staff was wanting some time off, she recommended her and she started working for me sometimes. So because of that, we would communicate. And you guys know I have not been doing it a lot anymore. But before I used to post everything on my WhatsApp status regarding politics and what's happening. And she's a staunch PNP. She used to be posting on everything on her status as well. I never engage her in political conversation, but after a while she stopped posting, and then she reached out to me and she started telling me that based on my postings, and she started looking into herself because she's a mother now and she have kids and her family has been voting for the PMP for years, so she don't know nothing different. She says the most she has ever been exposed to what the government is doing and the politics of the country is by watching my statuses, right? It gave her a different perspective because she hung around with her PMP family, hung around with her opposed to what is happening. So then she started telling me that she started to have a different point
Bring the
of
same
view,
thing.
right? And she started thinking about her children's future. So she was interested in changing. She wanted to vote in the local government election for the JLP lady. And she was interested, but she said she's scared to go to the office because everyone in the community knows that she's from a PNP family and she don't know how she would be treated. So she was asking me if I could intervene on her behalf, right? And introduce her to the council and all of that, which I started to do. Eventually, you know, she started posting some stuff on her status, like, you know, how she admired this about the government and at least this, she a PNP, but this. And one of her friends said to her, if you vote PNP, me I go come, if you vote JLP, me I go come broke your hand. The person literally texts her that, and she sent the screenshot of the conversation to me. So what I am saying, Joshua, is we will be here and we will be saying to these people, listen, you need to break the curse. You need to stop follow your grandmother, your grandfather politics, but you have to remember the element of fear. And we know how violent some of these people are, and depending on the community where you come from, you live under system. It's not so easy as we think. Some have it easy. right? But I know everybody have the luxury to come out and say and do what we do or what we say. And it's not everybody strong-minded as a Miss Chin will go against her family and say, listen, family, this is it. Me wake up. Or Miss or Munchie. I just wanted to make that point.
Guys, can I say something? Today in Portland, right? I had a few of the young people who I meet up with, who are part of my team. There are a few of them that say that they won't wear the green shirt, but they will be going to the polls to vote for JLP. And the reason for them not joining in the campaigning or dropping the green hearts or doing all of that is because their family is full PNP, but they will be going to the polls silently to vote for JLP. Join in.
Understand that I don't have a JLP shirt, but I'm always at the front line. No, hardly anybody. He's one of the few persons who know what I look like.
No, but these people, I wouldn't say young people, but young adults, like a few of them, because Portland was PNP for 40 years.
Yeah, but yes, Kerry, we have to continue to encourage them that we have to continue to encourage the younger generation that they don't have to let their family know, because when you go behind the booth, you are there privately, you make your vote and you go and go about your business, because it is an aggressive situation, Joshua. So we have to be mindful of that. So sometimes we can't be saying all these young people don't want better and what have you. Some of them do want better. They just can't publicly come out and say it because they don't want to be victimized or ostracized by their community or their relatives, their family. They might have an uncle who will help them and take care of them, right? But what we need to do is let them know that your vote or your choice, you don't have to publicly state it like we do it, but recognize and choose better and choose Jamaica.
There's
And
two persons on the chat right now.
So I say this. So I have family. I tell you, so I have family with a PNP. But guess how with them now? See, show them know me as a man, I beg people not I'm independent and all them can't tell me nothing. Now, thing I'm have to say, I son love film labor. Them can't say nothing more.
Sonny.
Set myself on way. Them can't come tell me nothing here.
Sonny, the difference with you still, hear what happened. You're not from a hardcore PNP family. My family, you see, is only me and my sister.
I have an uncle who run for PNP in a Spanish town.
No, not like that, Sonny. Hear me out a bit. Me and my sister are the only two in my family ever vote Labour, right? And it's the last election I managed to convince my wife, not my wife, my sister. It's years me talking to my sister. My brother dead 2020. June 5th, 2020, and him not chat to me because him call me a traitor. My own brother. The man said me betray the family.
But them have to just hold. I know them talks about sitting about me, Jesus Christ. Every minute me see up on TV, I want PNP, so me say, yeah, what? Take a phone and defend on the party. And let me tell them, say if you don't hear to see me video them, take up on the phone and make video about the party, my brother. And watch my own them. I saw me tell my family them when they call me, because here, them know, them cannot contest me. Because you see, if you come to me and them for debate, me I go teach them things that them not even know about. So them not try debate with me.
Sonny, tell them about the road them are older about that, how older about used to look and how it look now, no?
Yeah, man. Alright, listen me I tell you. You know what I want to say? I'm not even that. Me I go say this with like how Miss Archie up on the line. Fish Jackson constituency can win. It can win. You see me? My sister it can win. But it's the people them over there on the ground. Mario, you see Mario a push. Big up Mario. We have to give Mario a big up. You see me? Mario a good youth. Yeah. Him a good youth, brother. But you see the people them with up on the ground.
Joshua, you need Joshua, we need people to come and help.
Organize one team. You see if we go over the Joshua.
I will talk to you after your Orchid.
Yeah,
Okay,
me I
no
tell you, Joshua,
problem.
you see like how you see we go over the car. Me I tell you something. You hear kids say something. You see kizzy, me I tell you. Come like you know it. You see Munchie and Mischin. Yo. Anyway, people that Munchie go to them. Anyway, Munchie no business them at home. Munchie I say, you see one group of young boy up there. So me no business if them a labor right or PMP. Me I go up there go try change them and know where them be. And she a go there feed them. She have made when she left, every one of them have one green and band on their hand. So me I show you. So you see if all of us can get one team organized, brother, them can do it because them
So, Sonny,
don't
that
have
mean you were
one
over
set of
there
the
today?
people. Them.
That mean you were over there
And
today,
Sonny was on the
Sonny?
ground, then just
We
for me
are
to show the
talking,
live
man.
video.
Yeah,
You know, hear me tell you, say,
but I
brother,
never
listen.
saw him. I never saw him at the time.
Joshua, see Fish Jackson and the rubbish MP. Garbage MP.
No. But, Sonny, I was the one that prayed the prayer. I was one of the person that prayed before them start this morning, you know. But me never see you.
But did them man Jesus Christ, man? When man do with rubbish over this man, me no man want support more get up.
Look here.
Me never know need a Sonny. Are you showing me today?
I was following Sonny live today. So I see when you talk about the red Morris and all them things, the Sonny.
Yeah, cause at the first me see green Maras, I see Maras in a color green. I first me see Maras change color in a red.
And me see when you ask the little boy
Where
what he
was
want.
that, Sonny?
Sonny.
Yeah, it out on the roadside. You see which part? The stoplight there. That are the train them with them on the roadside, right on the roadside with the stoplight for go to
Which one of the stoplight?
I think the stoplight which part the big Fish Jackson sign there.
But Sonny, you know why I had to tell you to tell
Right
them
at the
about
gas
Old Harbor?
station.
Because right. No, the reason I asked you to tell them about Old Harbor because I was telling them on another live about half an hour ago how Old Harbor used to look. And the transformation that is in Old Harbor, there was a time that you couldn't find one good road in Old Harbor. Now
And
you
that's
have to
why
make
me
a
I
bad
tell
road.
them, listen me I say Joshua, I'm glad you bring it up. Because me even say it on the live today. Alright, me know you see Simit Avenue and certain place in our life, I never vote for Labour right yet. And if then get Mr. Warmington said, I'm business about them, give them road. Man still fix them road. You see me?
No,
The man
it's a warm
give
beer
them
still, you
good
know.
road.
Sonny, it's a warm beer. Me go warm office. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I used to live in Old Harbor one time, and I went to warm office in an orange shirt and decided me go and crack joke. I said, boy, sorry man, I never mean to come down here. And I said, in a wrong color shirt. Warmy turned to me and he said, listen, when they come here, you're a citizen, don't bring that kind of argument to me here. That was exactly what Warmy said to me.
And yet they
So-
speak so poorly of him.
Yeah. I never mean citizen. And that is why you can rank. Because when you're a man of integrity, you can rank yourself.
Exactly. But yet they say you only give to Labour right if you're a PNP and go there run you. And I know it's a lie from
Miss Sarge, me I tell her that. You see, as long as you're Mr. Warmington look for if you vote. You see, as long as you don't vote, him not busy who you vote for. As long as you don't vote, you can't go beg him nothing. Because I want to tell you, say, for you to vote, you don't forget nothing because you don't deal in politics.
I agree with him stance 100.
And I agree with him 100. That's why I like him so much.
That's a theme style, but just when it come to work, Mr. Warmington a business with color. And that's why I know, sir. That's why the people them love him so. You see me? I say, all right, I can't tell you. Old Harbor one of the fastest developing town right now in the country. You know. If you come on Old Harbor and go anywhere on Bay Road, the amount of schemes, the amount of places are built up in Old Harbor. Right now, Old Harbor in a Old Harbor town, I built one of the first truck stop with plaza and all of that on it. Right now, constructing a Old Harbor. And they said, check them out.
So long when I go Old Harbor?
All right.
Yeah, me I tell you, they said check them account. They said China them, and them said wanna construct it.
All right.
And the building are over right
so,
now.
Sonny, may I tell you something that you probably don't know. In 2010, I saw the development plan for Old Harbor. I don't know if they have modified it since then. Did you know that they had a stadium plan for Old Harbor on a bypass road?
listen me I tell you. You see the same
I
place.
heard about
you know
it.
you know how I go on, you know. Because you see the same place me I tell you, the truck stop at the stadium and the truck stop at Billy and the bypass I go cut out to go back to the road.
Okay.
Yeah,
Remember,
but
Sonny, remember I tell you that I hold the plan in my hand and look at it in
you
2010.
know how I go on, man. And also we are gonna get one of the first I think state of the art clinic, mini hospital. It's not a clinic. It's gonna be a mini hospital.
Say,
You see me?
Sonny, I'm very happy that Warmington changed his mind because I know it was something he didn't want to
No,
go back.
because the PNP ranked themselves and them not understand why Warmington said I was going to retire.
Yes,
But I got help
I
Andrew
am
Holness win the
really
third
happy
term.
that he changed his mind. It was one of the best decisions. I'm happy he did.
When you see Mark Golding shake Mark Golding
No, say
hand,
me I tell you
because it's Mark Golding, my Warmington
this
change
thing,
his mind.
but the man have one little liar you to it. Believe me to God, it come like I'm clone, come like what me say, Mr. Warmington clone that the youth. We don't have done love that the youth they already. If Mr. Warmington step down now that the boy they can't lose. You hear me tell her what me telling you say? Him there in a G2K.
But you know, so Kurt Wall working hard to get it.
No man,
You know, so
listen.
Kurt Wall working hard to try and get it.
Alright, me I tell you this, Joshua. We beat Daddy Wall, Cousin Wall, Niece Wall, Pitney Wall. Right now, a fence we are going to turn him in. I mean, I better say this election, a fence. The wall
Well, I
done.
know. But you never said the last one. Well, I know.
Niece Wall.
You never said the last one. I Wally too.
Yeah, man, a Pitney Wall, you come down, man, I turn him in a fence. You can't tell you, you have one man with him. One man who used to own S-Mart. You hear me tell you, own the biggest one, the biggest supermarket in all over. The man put up in business. You tell the man, say, sir, please leave your business alone. Right now, him catch a attack and dead. The principal, Mr. Eubanks, come. Give up him principal work up at Inzo and come. You tell him, say, sir, go back to school, Mr. Eubanks, me I beg you, please. Mr. Eubanks give up his work and gone past sideline. Go run against Mr. Warmington. So, every one of them come. I mean, I tell her, I work. It's not like fish jacks to them. Who sit down now and see it for all these years and now represent. Mr. Warmington.
And drop money and get vote.
Yeah, Mr. Warmington. Him faced it, but him have what to back it up.
And give well land in a Portmore where I'm not supposed to sell.
Joshua.
Last year I was there. I came to the gospel concert that Mr. Warmington had.
Yeah, I know say kids must say him not.
You were there, Kizzy?
Yes. Let me come.
I'm not supposed to.
Him already yet. You know what I'm saying? Him say
I look forward to the one this year.
Him say for now him have to go around and help feed people who want help. You know?
I have to see you. Sorry, Sonny.
I say I have to go around and help him the MP them who want help. Cause him don't know say him have film there, so he must straighten up the base them before. Film thing I will be one of the last thing keeps.
Hey. PNP afraid of Warmington and Vaz, you know.
Bad.
PNP afraid of Warmington and Mr. Vaz.
Two powerhouse, you know, two powerhouse.
Guys, last night I was at a big event at the Trident Hotel.
You know me that ask you if you go Kerry? I was just about to ask you. You went to Camp Porty.
Man, listen.
If me did come down, it wouldn't miss me.
Jeez, that was so beautiful, guys. Listen.
Yes, it was. I saw the videos.
I don't know what it is, but trust me, over there winning souls left, right, and center.
No, but that honestly, Kerry, that crowd over there, trust and believe that is our people.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, because quite a few of my friends were there, so I watched the videos.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was gonna go live, but I was so excited and caught up in the drinking, the eating, the food.
Well, if you're new Labourite, you're excited, Kerry.
I'm an Andrew Labourite, so let me say that. I just joined the camp.
Hey, I remember when you just came on the scene and you said, I don't really know anything about this politics, but I'm willing to learn.
Yeah,
Mr. Dabney is here.
Mr. Dabney.
Oh,
Mr. Dabney.
Dabney.
I can give him my box.
Mr.
Sir,
Dabney, you still have
Sir
strength
Dabney, want
after
to go
this
on?
walk up and down to the man. Boy, I may tell him
You're
Mr.
supposed to
Dabney
tired.
vibrant.
You're old man, you know, you're supposed to walk it, rocker now. Sit down beside
Mr.
the bed.
Dabney, well vibrant.
Let me give him a back so he can
No, man,
talk.
me know Sir Dabney, you know, but Sir Dabney, you should have sip your coffee now.
Vincent has been in the box for a while. He has not said anything. You guys want to give him a chance?
Yeah, I'll give him my box. Hi guys.
I want to say something.
Thanks, Gary.
Easy, don't leave us out.
Easy, I'm gonna add you to my my personal page. You can see the photos. It was gorgeous. Trident.
Okay, okay, Kerry.
All right, bye guys.
All right, Kerry. Thanks a lot again.
So now follow Kerry. I don't know if you're following me.
Add you to
Mr. Dabney coming up, Churchill?
Yes, I just sent him an invite.
Okay,
good night.
Vincent, what you saying, Vincent? Good night.
Good night, Easy. Good night, Churchill. Good night, everybody. Good night, Joshua.
Good night, good night, good night, good night.
Vincent. Family, I was listening to live for a very long time now. And I hear Kizzy make some very, very good point. Well, I'm an indoor agent. When it comes on to 4 o'clock, that is the time that PMP, when you see the MP and the location, at the PMP money, because I work in a specific location, and I won in at the 4 o'clock, 4:30. When I see certain labor come on there, come vote. Anyway, cut long story short, while I was there, come vote. A certain MP and a certain councillor, and I said to the presiding officer, how these people and the location and the polling station don't not close, you have some labor rights. I said to them, I said to myself, say, me I go see who them I go vote. Because I know them definitely around 20 of them as a labor right. It's when them vote and it's when we're about to check off. I said to the presiding officer, say, don't throw out the vote them, the ballot paper them on the counter. We're gonna take it out one by one. Remember some teller that said it was 20 persons is a dieted labor. No, me not say dieted, it's a labor right. Okay? So if we're gonna take off those 20 votes upon the top, who is the first name? Upon the top. Alright. When we hear we understand PMP 1, PMP 2, PMP 3, and it goes straight to 15 before Labour get one vote.
Wow.
It goes straight to 15.
It's what they do. It's what
So
they
clearly
do.
they collect money
So
and then
yeah.
They,
So when it come up on
it's a PNP,
when it comes
it's a
from
PNP
4 o'clock,
strategy.
when it come up
They
on
have
4
been
o'clock,
using for
this
years.
is what the PMP do.
Vincent, listen. You see the last parish council election in both Port Antonio and Prospect Division up until 3:30. The candidates for the Jamaica Labour Party were winning like ahead in all PDs. You see, I don't know where them get people from in the last 1
Now
hour.
them lost because the
And
guy
this is
them
something
said
that
him
has been happening for
vote.
years, and I don't know how the Jamaica Labour Party workers don't clock it. It is weird. It is the weirdest
The
thing.
guy them say them not voting. It's when the
You
money.
have some people who are all out. You have some people all out the entire day. They will tell you don't, no matter who go for them, they say they not vote. Them a demand money. You see that last push, who pay them the money and them go vote for. You have
They say
some
the
people
money
who do
one.
it.
I'm telling you straight. And I want me here, I will know for myself. Because
I'm gonna give you
I work in the election.
what happened in 2016 because this is somebody I know personally.
Hold on,
In
let Joshua
2016, there was a guy who
something. Sorry, I remember what you were saying. As a manager, what you call it there? Campaign manager. Aren't you supposed to be by your
Candidate
the
side.
caretaker side? Aren't you supposed to be
I have given up the role, but yes, you're supposed to do the best that you can to support your caretaker.
and especially when they're going on a like today, a major walk like today, isn't it important that the manager be alongside the caretaker?
It's important. However, it's not a must. Let me tell you why. In my case, wherein I don't want people, unless I know you, I don't like when people know who I am. Right? So I try and keep my face out of the public. That is why I don't walk around
That's a
that
very
green
good
shirt.
thing.
Right? What I would do, I'd organize exactly what I want to be done and talk to the team, and then they go out. And even if I come out, I am so far away from the group that you don't even know I'm a part of the group.
Yeah, but regardless, your presence or you do something to represent
Arcade, you can manage without physically being there, because you can designate other persons in your position. As Joshua said, it depends on who the manager is. If the manager is someone who
you're gonna hear it tomorrow.
wants to remain, a little not too upfront, because you can manage well without actually being there. But I wouldn't want to have a campaign manager who is not alongside me in the campaign. You have to be there with me. That's my thinking.
That's my take as well, and that's the stance that I would have
But you don't have to
taken.
be the face. See, protecting JSA, you don't have to be the face. You don't, because remember, you're not the candidate. But good managers know to delegate tasks. So you find persons and you give them the duties and make sure that it's carried out.
Okay, one thing, Mr. Joshua. You see,
yes, sir.
We have to know. You see, the presiding officer and the pro clerk, the indoor agent have a clean eyes on them, because we don't know if them is a labor or them is a PMP.
It's true.
In the thing there, in the polling station. You see me? I'm an indoor agent. Me always sign to carry the box. Go by counting station.
And I'm glad.
Me no take me eye. If me want peace, me always say to them, say, listen me, if me gonna move, me sorry, the box are gone on me arm, because not now go in there today. You understand me? Nobody in the election, the night before the election, do not call me phone, because me supposed to get a good night rest. So me know say a polling station me I go. Me piece out everything will come out, because me nah get up.
And I love that.
And Vincent, I've heard of stories where them a tell you say don't drink from the people them, because them not put sleeping pill in your water. You have to be careful. Can you imagine the nastiness you can go on in a polling station?
A lot of things go on a polling station, sister.
Oh,
that's why
I heard some stories.
You have a PMP MP. He not talk to me, no day, no time, no hour. Because if him coming on my polling station, if I even JLP come in there, as a 5-minute hop, me a clap you.
Yes.
That is my rule. Is not Andrew Holness run things when election. We has indoor agent, we run things. So anybody coming at the polling station as a 5-minute hop, leave for me.
Vincent, I am just praying and hoping that our younger people will be workers this time around again, that they are being trained by our veterans who know the tricks in the trade.
You have to know it.
Kids, you remember 2020 when Chops followed the box all the way?
You have to. You have to.
I remember one election, when say you always sign a PMP to carry up the box and the labor. So, because in our PD and say 2 box so one and 2 box the other. So one person that can carry the 4 box. So the PMP have 2 and we have. So one person that can carry the 4 box. And me now let go for accounting session and it in me sign for it.
I wish all workers would be as vigilant as you are, sir.
You
have to. And I want to say this to
idiot
our
supposed to work as
people.
the agent.
You see, our people, let me tell you something. You see, when the boxes leave polling station, sometimes, even if you're not designated, you drive behind and watch the process.
Yeah.
Don't make them tap no and dash when a box and do them.
You're not supposed to stop. If you're an idiot, you're gonna stop there. They're gonna stop you.
Go with your box.
Behind you. Them alright. Our counting station is Campion. I say when we go Campion, them depend 2 sides of the road. The PMP them. And if you can if you don't know if you take intimidation, you're gonna fall. You can't intimidate me. I go through. And my box, whether me lose, I may win, the box are going.
I just go in without tampering.
Say what you want.
If you don't have no sense, as a Hindu agent, you're gonna get carried away.
Say what you will about chops, but I respect chops. I remember 2020 when them trying for drive leave chops. Chopper. And when them try drive leave him, man, chopper under them, man, and decide him not leaving them. Yeah. And that is how an agent must be, man. Don't make them
if you make them cut you down. One man coming at the polling station and you think we are worse, it was a vote for you see we not like me just sit down and me look. I vote to come to vote, boss, vote and leave the polling station. Because we have all right to stick with it. And for me, stick my finger up. What is the problem with it? And that person I do this and that person I do that. Or when the blind come, me I listen who the blind say I'm gonna vote for.
Yes, because you have the people and will influence the people, and especially when they're elderly or disabled.
Yes, I've seen
influence them because sometimes that who catch them first, and them don't want they don't want sit with that the people will them want determined. But then go for the people them all out of the infirmary. I see some things when I election there.
You
see
have
that.
to be careful as an indoor agent. So when the indoor agent them to take good. Women that I don't mean that you know if you pronounce the word. Keynote. And know you're right when you come on an indoor agent. Know you're right. Me always a jack though.
The last 2020 election, I had the biggest joke. You have some guys, I don't know what they were out there. They had on green, but they were talking loud and getting on. So you had this, I overheard a conversation. Looked like the person was a little bit, not so 100. And he was being instructed. I don't know if it was his mom or his aunt or who, but it was a family member. Says like, you remember when I said, when you go in, you have to put the X beside the head. And he said, And so when I say you must do, put the X beside the head. So when he came out now, I'm there watching, do my thing come out. When he came out, he was in front of you going. When he came out now, I'm there. What you do when you're going? I'm saying, put the X beside the bell. You must kiss me, what's it not clot. When me did tell you say you must do, I laugh. He said, you said you must put the X beside the bell. She said, me tell you so. She said, Jesus Christ, this aside. I laugh. It was
Hey,
the
listen me.
funniest thing ever. Oh my
So,
God. It was
so
a- Oh God, to my vote for- oh yes. I thought that was a joke. No, I never knew it was real.
It was real.
And they had a
Oh
thing in
my
the
God.
case and Joshua. They had a thing again, you know.
It
It's
was
not
the
everybody has to put
funny.
on green shirt.
No, it's true. I know
It's not
that.
everybody has to put on green shirt is a Labourite.
I know that. Listen me.
You
Let
have
me
to
share a
know
quick
the
story
people
with you.
then.
Let me share a quick story with you. In 2016, there was this guy that for years he had purported to be a Labourite. This is a guy who lived in Stone Hill. Know him personally, but for years I'm always a Labourite. 2 weeks before the general election, Juliet Cuthbert was, going around campaigning at the time in earnest. And I remember the guy came and he said he got $40,000 and some orange bees, going around campaigning at the time in earnest. And I remember the guy came and he said he got $40,000 and some orange. I paying for paying 40,000 on a vehicle.
Money. You see money.
He lost the
You
local
see
government
money,
election.
Joshua.
He
No,
lost
but
the local government
I
election.
think the election, the election people, there are some people with them man are not, them just a
Yeah.
hustler.
It's unstable.
Them just come to hustle. They
He's
decide
the
who
last,
swoop them up first, and then them gone with.
the last local government election when we did there now. And a guy, we know him family, and know him father, is a Labourite. So I claim say him is a Labourite also. So me see him come in, and he say, meeny, miny, more. Because the two side give me money. Who me go mark for now? Who me go mark for now? Who me go mark for now? And trust me,
And I
you're not
put it
gonna know him
down
mark for still.
to
But he
lot
just
Right.
him gone. Some tell you say we have to watch
First, what kind of
all
election
this.
perks then get? If then get the perks, if then get a bike for ride round during the election, then take the bike and then
Yes.
ride round. Then get bike, then get gas stipend, and then get my lunch money daytime for ride round. You stay there, who them catch? Who catch them first? Enough people are not. They
So
just a
this
think how they
was
catch. Who catch them first? Enough people are not. They
so
just a
this
think how
was
they
and
can.
there's
So the runner,
oh, so it's just for the hype.
Daniel
So
Murray.
you
Dan Murray saying people buy votes all over because in St. Thomas JLP try to buy votes and PNP win same way. Well, if that happen in a St. Thomas, we can say it happen all over. Don't try to lay blame or point finger because none of us are doing that here, Daniel. Because in St. Thomas, we can say it happen all over. Us are to admit it as is an election, and both sides come with the election tricks and things to win. Because it is a tricky thing because Jamaicans are very fickle people, right? You have people talk about yam him out and vote him out. This is a thing. This is a thing because of our style of politics. So don't come pretend and talk about
true.
in St. Thomas JLP try to buy votes. If JLP did out of St. Thomas a buy vote, that means the PNP spend more. Daniel, since you want to go down that route.
You see, PNP
Well
never do any
said.
wrong yet, and that is the problem. When them burn down Eventide home, it's not them do it, it's Labour do it according to them.
yeah, me like that topic there too. PNP never do wrong. If I am in the country and you are running the election for 18 and a half years. 18 and a half years, And look how much scandal one MP have. How much scandal you have, the zinc scandal, you have the shell wave scandal, you have so many scandals. At the same time, you come and you talk about say you do nothing. You're the best candidate. So they never see them wrong yet. I hear Dayton Campbell. I did think I make a comment the other day. The other day since week. I'm here wonder. Because he never there on in a FinSac. And I'm gonna explain FinSac and say Mark Golden never done nothing wrong in the FinSac. And Mark Golden get him which is half a FinSac.
My friend, it's the new narrative. It's the new pitch. In fact, they have been running with this for about 7-8 months now. Hugh Richards was one of the first person I heard with that line, that boy, FinSac was intended to help the depositors.
And how much 1,000 people who no mad, take the rope, jump off of the cliff, or something can't come back to offer this FinSac thing.
PNP have a special place in hell reserved just for them here.
I tell you, man. Them rub you right in your eye and say they know it.
They're not a liar, so they're terrible.
Mr. Miyagi Mali Hana, the most right honorable people. Him set up every frigging thing before he come out. He have the judge. He have Davis. Me no know what him not set up. That's why you see him here. And him set up it. That's when a prime minister, whether them come out yes or not, they're supposed to get actually the same amount where the present prime minister on. That's what that man set up.
It's not actually. And right now I'm supposed to vex because Andrew take what I'm forget.